Isn't that a natural place for someone like me is the internet? I mean, the basement. Because sometimes it's the same thing. Sometimes the internet and the basement can be the same thing. Ah, the basement of humanity. Okay, that's where the boiler is, but that's where also all the stuff is that you don't want to see every day. You don't have enough shelf room in the upstairs. Okay, to put all the stuff that you can't throw away. Okay, this isn't one of those things where the universe recycles as it needs. No, this is a hoarder's den of stopped up feelings, okay, and objects, okay. There's masks, okay. There's Nespressos, okay. There's a vest. There's a sweater. Oh, right in my eye. There's the washing machine and a DC. Okay, there's the boiler. I mean, the furnace. We don't have a boiler. Okay, this isn't like the Titanic. Oh, but it's kind of going down like it. So anyway, it's the unsinkable townhouse. Okay, they said could never be sunk until the iceberg came and then cracked it in half. So there, we've also got baby clothes. Okay, so if you've got stuff in your basement that you don't want people to see, you're just like the rest of us, okay? Except for the billionaires. I'm sure their basements don't look like this. I'm sure it's highly organized and roboticized. I mean, I have no idea, okay? Like if you're on a yacht, okay, you're not carrying with you a bunch of stuff because I bet you just figure you just buy everything as you need it again and again and again. So if you're smart and you work at Plato's Closet or any of those consignment stores, you're following a billionaire around the world, like around the world in 80 days, okay? And then you're picking up all their cast offs, okay? And then but I mean, that's assuming that the person has fashion taste. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's just sweatpants. If you got $1 billion, you can wear sweatpants as much as you want, which, you know what? That gives me and a billionaire something in common is we both wear sweatpants at inopportune times, okay? Especially okay, sweatpants and no underwear at inopportune times. Would that makes me, I guess, have something in common with the powerful and mighty. Okay, so that's very interesting to me. Well, why should I? Okay, wait a minute. Whoa, why should I feel validated? Okay, now all of a sudden when I realize that both me and billionaires have a penchant for wearing sweatpants with no underwear on. So, like, why should that mean that I'm more of a valuable person now? Okay, that I make that realization. Okay, who was I before? Okay, and it's not always a good time to wear sweatpants with no underwear. Like, if you're at your grandma's if for Thanksgiving dinner, you should not wear that, okay? Or if you're at the pool, okay, don't. Just don't do it, okay? Just because you're comfortable in a certain bubble doesn't mean the rest of the world has to be in part of that bubble. Give the world its own bubble and be part of that bubble instead, okay? So if bubble demands underwear, then bubble demands underwear, and then you're doing it because it's a society. And I guess that's where we differ from billionaires and myself. Is that I know that I live in a society and a billionaire fears society for pitchforks and torches in the night as they realize what's been done to them in their name. So anyway, uh, so wear underwear, okay? It was invented for a reason, okay, to keep those clothes clean, and you should continue to do so, okay? Keep those clothes clean, okay? Wash your hands, okay? It's funny, how I was feeling kind of down on myself today, so I slept in the bed a little longer, and then I got all excited because I had a couple cups of coffee. But then no, because I realized the billionaires and I love wearing sweatpants with no underwear. Uh, and uh, and it's funny how I perked up. It's funny how I perked up just then because why should that make any difference to my self-esteem? And yet it did. These people who have hoarded so much and hurt so many. Really mad about it. Look, I know that we all want $1 million or whatever, but that's $1 million, okay? That's nothing compared to the billionaires. Well, so I don't want to piss off Peter Thiel because he'll make it look like an accident. So anyway, he'll make it look like an accident because I was not wearing any underwear. There we go. And so that's like me and the president, okay, having accidents all over the place. So you don't want that. So remember to wear your underwear. That's my key to success, okay? Wear your underwear so you don't crust up those famous pants that you love so much. You spent a little bit of extra dollars on because you wanted to have a more quality product and you were trying to get out of fast fashion, so you spent maybe, $150 on a pair of pants, and usually you can get a $30 pair of jeans at Old Navy, but we were like, no, you know what? I'm going to buy one pair of pants and take really care of it, okay? Well, do I have an iron? No. Do I listen to the washing instructions when I wash it? Well, kind of. I mean, I wash it in cold water, but I hang it to dry sometimes, and then sometimes that makes that. Well, I mean, if it's a shirt, it stretches it out, but I suppose it doesn't stretch out of pants. But I still lay them flat. But then they're wet on the other side, so you got to flip them like a pancake. That's why I got the dehumidifier down here because it sucks out the water. It goes and I got sucky. Okay. So it gets dry and the clothes get dry, okay? So then, what am I trying to say now to you? About the parents, okay, got the underwear, okay, the millionaires, yes. Okay, you can tell I'm kind of mad about it, okay, but that's fine. I mean, they're still people, okay? They have hopes, dreams, desires, and wishes, okay? They fear death just like the rest of us, okay? My heart goes out to them in that we're all human beings. But I mean, unlock some of the, stored up capital. Open up your house so like it's a great waiting pool. Waiting pool, takes care of it, and it's a nice pool, and it's communal luxury. Why shouldn't we be having luxurious things as a people? You know, why shouldn't we have luxurious? If you're on Klingon planet, I'm sure they've got mud baths or whatever they do, and they're like okay, or Vulcan. If you're on Vulcan, okay, they've got those pleasure pits or whatever it is that they do to release that pent up energy. But those are the city pays for those, okay? So and I don't want to get into like, okay, well, my tax dollars, okay. Just don't worry about it, okay? Just because you pay a tax dollar doesn't mean you should have a special say in being, whatever. I mean, we're all people, okay? We're all supposed to be equal and valid in the eyes of everybody else. So I don't remember what I was going to say about that, except for communal luxuries. So let's open up the. It's like that movie Garden State where they all ran around in that empty mansion because that guy sold an app or software or his website or something for $1 billion, and he got a mansion. He didn't know what to do with it, so he didn't have any furniture. He just drove remote control cars and little mini cars around in it all the time. And Natalie Portman was the manic pixie dream girl, obviously mentally ill and or on the spectrum. That doesn't mean that, okay, ADHD on the spectrum, maybe with some mental illness. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But let's call it like it is, okay? Are you ready to enter into a relationship with the manic pixie dream girl? Maybe this is the subject of a different video.